Adam Bawami, a controversial question: is Saudi moon sighting reliable in light of the fact they celebrated a day before all other nations? Okay, and so here's the answer to this question. In the Hanbali madhab, they do not believe that the calculation of the impossibility to sight the moon, if it's a calculation not known by necessity, for example, if you come to us after the 27th night and said, I saw the moon, no, that is known that it's not there by certainty. But if it's calculated that the moon cannot be seen, that's different. That it's different. So they do not accept that that would outweigh a human sighting. They do not accept that. So the calculated impossibility to see the moon to them does not outweigh a human sighting. Whereas for other madhabs it does. So we have to respect the Hanbali school in that. Now, when we dismiss their sighting because of that, that's following a madhab. Or we can dismiss their sighting just because we don't like them. That's not right. You think everyone in Saudi is the same? You think there's no honest people trying to do sightings of the moon? So we have to keep in mind, they don't believe in that. They don't believe that the calculated in unsightability is anything. It's nothing to them. So they go out and they look. And I have to be honest with you. Like, I was just in Medina in Ramadan, and I talked to people about this, and there are a lot of honest people. Part of that moon sighting committee is so many people there in that moon sighting committee. I think it's a type of unfair bias against them. And yes, many people say, oh, listen, it was impossible to sight. Impossible by what? By certainty or by calculation? Like, sighting it on the 27th is impossible. We know that. But when it's the day of sighting and the time of sighting, but your calculations state that it's impossible to be sight, they don't believe in that calculation. And the view that they're all mujassima wahabi, that's not true, and it's not fair because you don't know the people. How could you accuse somebody of something you don't know him? Do you know how many people are on the moon sighting committee? They told me there's like 5 people in this city, 5 people in that city, 10 people in this city. They're like all over. I want to give it a fair examination, personally speaking. I'm not accepting the camp that just dismisses their testimony, that A, they're lying, B, no, they should be given the right. They have the right to be examined properly and fairly. Okay, so that people could accept their sightings or reject it. And I'm telling you, in our circles, it's just a joke. They just laugh at it. Saudi sightings just laughed at. Okay, fine. You're gonna laugh at it. Tell me why. Tell me why. They're not gonna cite it before it can mathematically be born. That would be ridiculous, right? If they may cite it, and your calculations state it's impossible for it to be seen, that's a calculation. They don't accept those calculations, right? And explain to me how Mauritania had a sighting when allegedly it was impossible to be sighted. And Afghanistan made the sighting too. Who's going to lie to the Taliban? You want to get your eyes poked out, right? Who's going to lie to these guys? And the Mauritanians, tell me, in the Islamic Ummah, is there anyone who sees more clear horizons than the Bedouin of Mauritania, who live out in the Bedouin? They can see, they probably have better eyesight for that fine moment of moon sighting better than all of us, right? So if Mauritania made a sighting, allegedly Afghanistan made a sighting, although the document that I saw from Mauritania was far more official, and the Afghan sighting was just a news source. So you could investigate the Afghan claim. And then Saudi had a sighting, right? So when Saudi cited it, it was a time where technically it was a Maghrib of the 9th, right? So meaning that they saw it, therefore, their next day is Shawwal. Or that night is Shawwal, right? So therefore the next day is Eid. So that's the time that it could have been sighted Shar'an. That's all they care about. By Sharia, can the moon be sighted this time? By Sharia, can the moon be sighted on the 27th? No. On the 28th? No. By Sharia. That's all they go by. We have to respect that. Now the next question, are you just accusing them of lying, Tayyib? On what basis? Oh, because they're Wahhabis. Everyone? Nah. That's the dhulm. That's dhulm. I'll even tell you most Wahhabis aren't real Wahhabis. They're just following along with whatever manhaj they're in, right? Not even knowing. And when I say the word, I mean by someone who makes takfir where it doesn't belong. And is a mujassim. And half of them aren't even come close into those subjects. That's it. Okay, here again, Luqman Rashid is saying, they blame Saudi for using pre-made calendars and resort to using calculated maps to prove them wrong. Good point. Okay, Lily Rose is asking, they're not sighting with the naked eye, are they? They're using a giant telescope to do it, so we have to ask, number one. And number two, if they were to use that, but then push that away and then see it with their eyes, it would count. If you were to use a telescope, see the moon with a telescope, then push the telescope away and say, there it is, I see it with my naked eye, it counts. It doesn't matter what got you to the sighting as long as you make a sighting. So, to summarize my point on this is that, again, they do not believe in calculated unsightability. If it is the time, Shar'an, by Sharia, that the moon can be sighted, which is after the 29th day, and now we enter the night, Maghrib, before Maghrib, that is the time when moons are sighted, right? That's the only time we go out for moon sighting. Because if that night passes, then we don't need to moon sight, because the maximum days is 30 in the first place. So they go out at that time. They claim a sighting with the naked eye. Whether they use a telescope to discover it the first place or not, doesn't matter. They do see it with the naked eye. That's the claim. So now what do we kind of counter with that? Calculated unsightability, set it aside. They don't believe in it. I don't even know if I believe in it. After Mauritania's sighting and alleged Taliban sighting. Number two, they're just lying. It's possible. Are they angels? No. Prove it then. Okay? I cannot accept your claim they're just lying for no reason. Number three, their testimonies doesn't count because they are mujassima and they make takfir of the Muslims for reciting the burda. La. Prove to me that guy is that. And I'm telling you right now, 75% of them are not that. They don't even know the qadaya, the masail. They don't know the masail. They just, that's the environment they're in, and khalas, that's it. You should have husn al-dhan with the Muslims. Is it possible that somebody grows up in an environment in which some of the leaders or all of the leaders have a false belief, but that person lives amongst them and doesn't learn their false belief? Doesn't know about their false belief? Is it possible? Yes. If it's possible, then we make the makhraj for the person. And we not count him as one of them. Even if he totally looks like them, he looks at them as an authority, he makes tarahum upon them, he follows them in everything. That doesn't necessarily mean that he's aware of their false beliefs and has taken on that false belief. And that's for the regular run-of-the-mill alim. Run-of-the-mill imam. Let alone the awam. Let alone the common person. Probably the common person, if he just recites those, just reciting it out of taqleed, he may be just forgiven for that. Because he's ammi. He's not to be taken into account in the same way as the alim. All right, here we go. Here's another question from Pork Chop Sufi. I think that says everything. If 90% of the ummah verified no sighting, wouldn't you want verified sighting from majority? Let's take it from a mantiqi perspective. You cannot verify a negative. Prove to me that your pockets are empty. Right? Prove to me that you don't have weapons of mass destruction. Iraq, right? How do I prove it? You come and look around. You're hiding it. Prove to me you don't have any money on you. Hey, look at my pockets. Oh, you're hiding it somewhere else. You cannot prove a negative in the first place. So let's ask the question, what is required for a sighting? At the very least, I think in the Shafi'i school, it's one witness. One upright, what is in the Shafi'i school? 2 upright witnesses? Huh? Ryan said it was 1. 1 upright witness. 1 upright person. And for us, let's say we're looking at the whole world here. I would say a government or a moonsighting institute. A random guy who uploads something, you could say, no, I'm not going to accept it from him. That makes sense. Who knows the video? He has to have even proof that the video is of today, right? You'd have to say some kind of event that occurred, not just the date. Anyone could say the date. Say some event that just happened for us to prove that it's today, that this video. Second, on top of that, videos can be spliced. So video testimony you're going to set aside. But if it's a government or a moonsighting committee, isn't that fair to accept them? All right, so 1 upright person is enough.